Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Journey to 2000 Fide. This is a series where I'll just be documenting basically my over-the-board games. And today's video, we're going to go over the last match that I played just this last weekend. I'll go over some of the things that I did well, and then hopefully you guys will see what I didn't do well and, learn from my mistakes. I certainly will learn from these mistakes. So we'll just get started. I had the white pieces, and my opponent, I probably should have put this in there, but he was rated 1580. So my opponent is a 1580. This is one of the first opponents that I had that was lower rated than me, although we don't really know 100% where our ratings are. So anywho, 1580, and I have the white pieces. We get c6 in response to d4. I go for a London, and then d5. I believe this is called the Horowitz defense. Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, Horowitz defense would be e6 and then d5, I think. So anyways, d5, I play e3, and then my opponent played c5. So they pushed the same pawn twice, which immediately struck me as not the best move. I mean, it does waste a tempo after all. The computer says it's fine because, yeah, like c5 is a good move, striking at the center, but like it just seemed like a wasted move to me. I went c3 in response. That's typically what I do. Like, I just go for this structure. I get, the knight here, the knight here. And this kind of shows the limits of chess.com's analysis and their engine. I know that they did implement this new tool where it tells you why something is good or bad. But here, let's go to the review, actually, and I'm going to switch the view here. Here, all it says is, this is a mistake. This misses an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square. It's like, well, yeah, okay, but if I had gone knight d2, let's see if it says that same thing. It just says it's good, but like, I don't really get this because, okay, it misses the opportunity to develop a knight off the starting square, but it basically means I'm going into a sort of Jobava London setup, and it's very rare that you go knight c3 in response to c5, so it's kind of hard to understand why that's a mistake by the computer, but I think it's not the end of the world. Like, the position is still equal here. I go knight d2. It's just perfectly normal here. And then my my opponent goes bishop f5. I took some time to think here and went knight f3 instead of going immediately queen b3, which I probably should have done. I knew it's the rule. When they bring out the bishop early, you go queen b3. In 90% of the cases, it seems. I was also keeping my eye on queen a4 because I believe in this position. If they go e6, sometimes you have ideas of going bishop a6, and it's a pretty cool tactic. But I didn't want to be super fancy, and I guess I just decided to go for the knight, which is fine. My opponent went a6, which made sense again, but I usually feel pretty confident in my openings. I usually feel confident out of the opening. And in this position, I kind of felt like I was slightly better simply because my opponent wasted a tempo. They're playing kind of slow, but I don't like this bishop. I really, really don't like playing against and letting black have that light square bishop. Usually I just go bishop d3 and trade off the bishops. Anywho, I took some time and decided that actually d takes c5 was the best move here because they're not winning that pawn back. And I evaluated and decided I can play b4, and black isn't getting that pawn back. And I know that because I've played as black, and it's really annoying when you have this happen and you realize, yeah, I'm just not getting that pawn back, and white has a nice queenside expansion. So this is what I went for, and the computer seems to like it. Bishop e7, which looks very normal to me. I go bishop e2, castles, and yeah, so basically this is the last point in the game where I was basically just developing, following the rules, and had a better position. White is better here. And, if there's one thing to learn from like this whole video, for you guys and also for sure for myself, don't try to be fancy, guys. Like, this position, I was just so fixated on this annoying bishop, but it's fine. The bishop is fine because I have basically the same dark square bishop. I just really like when in the London, when I know that I have kind of everything, like I have the knight on e5, and I know that they can't get their knight on e4. I have the nice bishop, the dark square bishop, and they have this crappy bishop right stuck behind the pawn chain. I like knowing that because I know I'm better, and this was harder knowing that I'm like, well, I got better, but it's pretty symmetrical too. I fixated so much on it that I ended up going knight h4, and I knew it wasn't a great move, I think. But, you know, that's the thing with these over-the-board games. Sometimes you just get so lost in your calculations and thoughts, and you forget to just play normal moves. Play the principled moves. So I went for this, and basically had calculated everything except for bishop e4, which was kind of stupid. I knew that they really wanted to sink this knight into e4. I decided to go back and to not let that happen. A lot of stuff was going on here because, like, if I take, well, then I let their knight get in on e4, and this is just bad. The computer does not like this. But also, if I do nothing, like, they're threatening to take on g2, to be determined if that would be good or not. But I just went back, they went back, and then I went for knight d4 because I thought this can't be that bad, centralizing my knight and kind of forking his pieces. Of course, he's just going to go bishop g6. I don't think I want to take that knight, but hey, I have a central knight. So I went for this, and then I followed up with knight f3, which I would say, if my understanding is correct here, it's not good because I really am letting them sink their knight, like get a really good stronghold on e4. And the problem with that is that I have this weak backward c3 pawn. So if knight gets there, I'm always having to be careful with this. And on top of the bishop guarding all those light squares, it's a little bit complicated. I can't go queen c2, I have to go queen b3, or like rook c1. Anyways, so we get here, and of course they go knight e4. He goes knight e4, and I went queen b3 to defend this pawn. The computer actually wants rook c1, which makes sense, but I was worried about a5. Here's another, you know, moment in the game where it's like some of the little differences between over-the-board chess, right, and online chess. I don't think if this was an online game right now, I don't think I would have even ever been worried about this, because I would have just thought, yeah, but then I just go b5. Like, of course this is good for white. Yeah, okay, you know, they can take on c5, except no, because I take the knight. And I didn't see it. Like, I was looking at these moves, but I'm just, I don't know, overlooking, and I guess I need more practice with over the board. So I went queen b3, computer doesn't love it, and then they went bishop h4. And this was a moment in the game where, you know, I was like, I know this isn't good. I know this isn't good. They're moving the same piece back and forth, and really all that they seem to be doing, I mean, it's like not horrible because they are attacking me. I do have to address the attack. But I just thought there's definitely better moves here, and it's very obvious what my opponent wants me to do. And unfortunately, I ended up doing what I, you know, after all of the analyzing and realizing he wants me to take here, I was just worried that if castles, like, this would be a bad trade, and this pawn would be really weak. Basically a rook for two pieces, but a rook and a pawn. But it was the best move, and this, I mean, like, of course black wants this. Like, of course they want to just start attacking me. You know, it's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm the white pieces. I should not be the one getting, like, a huge kingside attack. That's not typically how it works with d4. Usually black has to expand on the queen side with their pawns, try to go for, like, a minority attack or something, and white is, like, sending it, attacking the black king. But the table's turned here. I saw this coming, of course. And this is basically the beginning of the end, guys. Like, to sum up all of my mistakes and the lesson that I learned from this game, I also felt a little bit, like, oddly kind of nervous, and I don't know why. Like, I could feel my heart rate that was a little bit, you know, a little bit higher than usual. But bottom line here, I broke the rules, guys. Like, you gotta be careful when you're moving pawns by your king, and if I were black, I'd be happy to see moves like g3, I go back, and then f3. And this is the best move here, but, like, this is not the pawn structure that I'm dreaming of, especially when he does have pieces on the king side. Like, what am I going to do? Castle long? My king is so weak. And all of this could have been avoided if I had just simply castled. You know, if I had just simply castled here. And so, yeah, basically we get to this position and they take on c5, which surprised me. I thought that e5 was a better move, which it is. And then basically I was calculating, like, all sorts of stuff here. My opponent took a long time. Takes, and then I was like, this is totally fine. So of course they're not going to take my knight, because that just looks great for me. Fix my pawns. This looks solid enough. Even with this, like, I thought I could go rook f1 and be okay. Wow, it just wants castles. That's crazy. Anyways, they didn't do that. They sacked on c5. And so then I was like, well, I'm a piece up. And I don't know. I was like, well, I'm a piece up. Although, of course, they're going to play e5, and so I'm not, but maybe I can figure something out. I decided to castle long. I was just too worried, and I figured if I can just get my rooks connected, my king could always escape off the dark squares, I thought. Computer does not like this. They go rook f to e8. And I basically wanted them to take this way because I figured the pawns were actually somewhat stable on the king side if he goes that way. I knew that, well, actually, I'd be happy if he took this way because, again, anytime, if he ever wants to take that knight, like let's just say I go here and he takes, it just fixes my pawn structure. And for the moment, this is defended by the bishop. He can't kick my bishop. I'm holding down the fork. But that's not what happened. He took his time because he can take the bishop with the knight at any point here. I went h4 because I thought, well, all right, how long are we going to take until you take one of my pieces back? And if not, I'm going to go bishop g5 and skewer your queen and rook. He finally took, and basically I just missed the move, rook e3. This was like KO. Black's already winning here, and then on top of that I blundered again and played bishop f1. I don't know why. I saw this threat too. I saw that the pawn was pinned. That's why this move is really good, but I just thought, what can I do here? Like, so the best continuation about the computer is kind of hard to follow. Like h5, and you let the bishop take, and then you go bishop d3, and you let them, oh no, they can't take here, but I don't know. So yeah, I blundered. I decided to just take the rook, give up the queen for, you know, a rook and a, what is that, rook and a knight or something. I'm completely lost here. The game went on a little bit longer. Probably shouldn't be trading pieces, but it was kind of hard to do otherwise. And yeah, I played on a little bit, but basically just, it's done. It's done here. So I lost, and I was pretty disappointed. But, you know, I'm really trying to work on just managing the losses, right? Like, guys, at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, like, there just is no point to wishing it had been different. Like, it is utterly useless, and that isn't to say that you shouldn't learn from your mistakes, right? But the best I can do is, like, study the shit out of this game and really go over it, take my time analyzing it, understanding my mistakes and that kind of thing. Regretting, you know, the loss and, you know, wishing or thinking I'm stupid. Oh, I knew better. Like, it's all just useless. It doesn't matter. So, of course, it's a little bit upsetting. But, hey, like, accepting losses, the sooner you accept losing, I think in many ways, the better you're going to be. So, so I got humbled here. I don't know what to say. Like, I got humbled. My opponent did not play the best opening, but he definitely did find some pretty good moves at the end there. Like the move rook e3 and all that, that was really good. He played really well. So yeah, guys, that is the match from this weekend. I have two matches coming up next 2 weeks from now. I've got quite a lot of matches coming up actually, so I'm excited. I'll get a lot of practice over the board. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you like this, like, subscribe, please, and check out the Journey to 2000 Elo on chess.com series. And have a good night, y'all. See ya.